state, sports and weather too. In the Ozark Mountains where scenic waters fall. Time for the Buffalo Boys radio show from Leslie, Arkansas. Buffalo Boys, please talk to me. Stuck at work or in a truck and nothing's on TV. Buffalo Boys, coming in loud and clear. 88.1 on your FM dial, station I wanna hear. 88.1 on your FM dial, station I wanna hear.
And here we go.
Yeah. Slid into second.
Yeah, tried to take him out, but, he jumped over me about 4 feet.
Over the fence.
That's kind of the way the whole weekend last week went. It was tried to take myself out of the house, and every time I did, there'd be some kind of in my head somewhere with this sinus junk.
Oh, my. What a week.
And then my group of friends, that, and I use that term loosely.
I didn't know he's still here. One,
you thought he'd passed a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But the theories of why, we have sinus congestion, and all of that, everything from chemtrails to the park burning off the woods. And
right.
Cedar vapors are really strong.
Oh, my. Bradford pear trees look like it got snow on them.
I know. But anyway, we made it through and was excited, and then had a bit of a crisis this morning. Could not find the keys to the truck. Truck had sat all week.
Oh.
And we took Lanita's car to church yesterday. And so it's in one of many places.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
One of those deals.
Well, you think all the responsibilities you have, and it's just too much sometimes, Rick.
Yeah, I know. Keys, if I had keys just to keep up with, I don't think I could keep up with them.
Oh, like I said this morning, if mine ain't in that one spot there on my wall on the nail, I'm in trouble.
But I think it's a human condition, and there's lots of places got worse problems.
Oh, yeah.
Than worrying about where our keys are.
Well, now, what about the remote control on
well,
the TV?
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's a third world situation.
That's a bad deal on game day.
Yeah, it can be that way. And I don't know about you, but if I didn't have my little sugar lips, I don't know that I'd find anything.
Yeah.
I would have hated to have been in a contest of finding Easter eggs with her.
Really?
Yeah, because she doesn't miss anything. And I'll go into a refrigerator that's been in the same order basically for 40-some-odd years. Mm-hmm. We've been married, ketchup's in this spot. Where's the ketchup?
Oh, that's... Our fridge is it's a mystery every time we open it. Yeah. It's always in the bag.
Yeah. Well, you have visitors and things. See, we don't. Ours is always right in the same spot every time, but then I'll say, where's the ketchup?
Well, this fancy side-by-side, the two-door deals, you know, the old days, you had that one door. That's the way to go. I'm trying to push back for that, but it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, I'm still in the one-door thing.
That the way to go. Yeah. Don't leave it.
It's
right there.
I'm just there. We had an old refrigerator at the house at Cozy Home that was put in there in the 50s, and we didn't take that thing out till like the probably 2000s.
Wow.
I mean, it's
run forever.
50 years old, that one was. And the boys that were doing some help on the remodeling and stuff of the house, when we started doing that, we're going to do that refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
They wanted it.
Yeah.
And we still had it because I've gone through about 2 since then.
I like the old retro look. It had the old flat bars on them. You hit them hard.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. Well, and they'd hum too, and you could hit them hard and they'd drop. They'd either stop or they'd go to another frequency or another note. Life was simpler then.
Shake it like a pop machine.
Exactly. Well, we've got an interesting show this morning. We're going to be talking about radio. We're excited to be on the radio and what the radio's meant to us throughout our lives. Got a special guest going to call in about 8:15. Mr. Dale Hoffman from over Mountain Home Way. He was on the radio for a whole bunch of years over there.
Oh, wow.
And visit with him some and just talk about it. You hit it good on our jingle, talking about the different things that we cover.
We're worldwide, Rick.
Exactly. Hello, world.
Yes.
We're going to leave right now for a little break. See you in a bit. All right, we're back, and just getting it this morning. Like I say, here in a little bit, Dale's going to call in. We'll be talking to him. We talked about the lost and found of the great keys that have not been found yet. So we're hoping to get that done. But radio, a lot of people says it's dead. That's why I wanted to get on.
All right. Yeah.
Nowhere but up.
Yeah. What a market.
Exactly. And but it's not. What we don't realize is with the digital end of what you and I are becoming to realize of how it opens up. It's not the power of the station as far as the watts that it produces, which hurts my family. Because we have royalties on the term watts. Did you know that?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody else is collecting them, but we do have the royalties somewhere. No, I'm teasing. There's one of those.
AC/DC.
Yeah, exactly. Well, AC Watts may be the one that had it.
I wonder. Anybody called DC Watts?
Probably. There's probably a Donnie Charles out there somewhere. Donnie Chuck. There's always a Donnie Chuck. If there's a Ricky Bobby, surely there's a Donnie Chuck.
Well, there's always hope.
Exactly. But the radio and what it's meant to us through our lives, and in the jingle you talk about whether you're in the car or you're wherever you are, you can hear us. But wherever you are in the world, I was telling one of my friends in Israel about being on, and he said, "Well, can I listen?" I said, "Yes." So at 8:15 is where we are this morning here, our time. Add 8 hours onto that, and so he's able to listen in the afternoon.
Wow.
Right now.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. And so, Pastor Michael, we appreciate you listening over in Israel, and so that's just amazing.
Oh, it is. This satellite thing.
Yeah.
Well,
you call it satellite, but it's digital.
Yeah. Fiber.
It's 8 or 10 steps ahead of satellite.
Oh my, crazy. Well, every time you're outside, they say, "Well, Musk is shooting up another Starlink thing," and it's just there it goes.
Yep.
The AM days, I remember those. You're supposed to go to bed and you get the little radio and you stay up and listen to it longer than you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And AM, the signal they had back in our days.
I could that just drew a picture of Sean
awesome.
Underneath the cover with it pulled up over his
Oh,
head.
I did.
Little radio in there and the glow of the radio.
My
shining.
favorite station then was on the AM. I can't remember the dial, but it was out of Slidell, Louisiana. It was a truck driver radio station, and Dave Nemo was that guy's name.
Yeah.
And he played the best truck driving songs, and his conversation was great, and he'd play some comedy stuff from the Statler Brothers, the Lester Roadhouse boys, and truckers would call in, and it was just, it was so cool.
Yeah. Well, and in those days, Dale's called me on my phone this morning. I guess we're having trouble getting in. Dale, I'll get with you in just a minute. Next break, we'll get together and get this sorted out. The technology thing has passed me by. I mean, it's I try to hang on with everything I've got, and I'm just hanging on right now by a little bit of fingernails that I have left, and trying to catch up. And I think I mentioned last week that our listeners are our producers, but we really need some production help for the Buffalo Boys, because we've got a basic audience out there, that's listening and things, and we need to grow that.
Well, I need to apologize. Last night I was trying to post last week's show on my Facebook page, and I went through everything I know to do, and I could not get it to upload. So, bear with us, folks. We're a work in progress here.
Exactly.
But we hope to get those shows and prior on.
And the same with Dale. Bear with us. Wayne's not around to help us to figure out the problem that we're having with the phone right now, but we'll get with you. If we don't this week, we may just shift gears and go in another direction this morning and get back with you next week, Dale. So just bear with us. He's a great one. He's known how to do this. He came in. He's an auto mechanic.
Oh, wow.
Up there in Mountain Home, and had a great business and great reputation, of being able to troubleshoot and figure out things. Well, he took that, and he's just kind of taught himself through the years. From the beginning of the digital world, he got into it, and he was into electronics. He collects old radios and rebuilds them. He has those with tubes.
Oh, yeah.
Still going. And matter of fact, I think he listens to us several times. He sent me, pictures of the old radio. He listened to us.
Oh, I love stuff like that.
Yeah, and he's into all that. And anyways, we'll try to get back with him a little bit later. Let's just go ahead on and talk about what all's been going on. The week in the news has just been crazy. Everything that's going on around us in the world and things, and that's a distinction that we feel, Sean and I feel, that we don't want to get into. Is talking so much about trying to solve problems that aren't in our pay grade.
I can only do that at the barbershop, Rick. I try to help on my off time, but
that's, to me, that's the most important things that we can do, is the actual relationships that we have with people in our lives. Mm-hmm. I was talking about, we got a pretty good base of listeners, here locally and things, because we've been blessed to have a lot of friends.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And it goes beyond the 1,400 or 1,500 or whatever that's on our Facebook pages.
Right.
It's just and friends in the Ozarks that go back generations. It's more than friendship; it's family.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
But isn't it fun to start building relationships? And I know you get to do this earlier than I do a lot of times, because how many first haircuts have you given, you think, in your life?
Oh, well, they're bringing their kids and their grandkids in now. Yeah. It's I always said Leo Avey from Buffalo River. It was unbelievable. Grown men in their 60s, 65 said, Leo gave me my first haircut. Well, I haven't got that point yet, but close.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
You're getting there.
It's
and Lord willing, you live long enough, you'll see that day.
Yeah, and somebody will send my wife a picture from their son's first haircut, and I'm like, oh, that was me.
Yeah, who is that young man standing
with that
back there?
Color in his hair. Oh my!
Doesn't have that translucent gray hair.
Then the year I had the mustache, I had a mustache one summer. I was growing it, and Tom Selleck, I was not.
Yeah, you're right. My dad said I was a fat Tom Selleck.
I'd have been the guy that
didn't have anything to do with my self-esteem.
I'd have been the double in the Western that got shot.
Yeah, exactly. If I'd had a cock eye, I could have played Jack Elam's part.
Catch him.
Yeah, exactly. But building those relationships that last 40 years or so. I've got a young man that's he's probably listening this morning, Ed Robinson, up in Harrison, and he and I have had a relationship since he was 12, 13 years old. He was in the youth group there in Harrison with me and things, and we still go to breakfast from time to time.
Wow.
And get to spend great time with each other. We have a devotion time that we have on Thursdays a lot of times in the afternoons, And those relationships are priceless. One boy said, I think it was Paul, said in the Bible that he'd been up and he'd been down, and he's learned to be content in whatsoever state he's in. But I think that was because that he had built relationships that last through years and last through times, because we all have our ups and we all have our downs.
Oh, yeah.
But those that when you get a call or you get some sort of connection again back that may have been 20 years down the line, you take up right up where you were, 20 years ago. That's the most important things that we can have.
Oh.
And that's what we want to have here. We want to have that relationship with our listeners to the point that you all feel free to contact us. But we just don't have the capability technologically between us to make that hookup. Now, those of you that know us and have known us for 40 years, we can do that, because we still have the Alexander Graham Bell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that you, Watson, over there on the other end? And we can do that end of it. But the hookup of just getting our past podcast or our past recording to our friends through social media. Like I got locked out last week from Facebook. And I'm trying to make a new Facebook page, and the reason is when I first did a Facebook page is back. I think I did it with an email that had BlackBerry in it.
Okay,
all right,
that's going back there.
Yeah, so we're going back into the like 2000 somewhere in there. So 20 some odd years. Well, you tell me your passcode from yesterday.
Oh. And you're supposed to wife on me. You got to have a different one for everything. I can't remember that. And then so you're trying to pull that stuff up and trying to remember when it was. And they give you 3 chances, basically, on Facebook. If you can't tie in that you have an account, because I was trying to tie mine all in together to where we'd have these that are already with us and the new ones that come in. Yeah.
And man, I couldn't remember that stuff. And so I got kicked out twice, and I talked to somebody who knew what he's doing. He said, don't do it the third time. He said, they'll lock you out completely.
Well, I was trying to post last night on Facebook last week's show. And last week I had trouble. I at least got the Family Hope Radio logo on there where they could click on it and download the app or listen to it live. But anyway, after last week's, I typed a whole bunch of stuff. Of course, I'm not the swiftest texter. And I had all that stuff done, and I was thinking of something else to say, and it went blank, and then I lost it. So I had to go back and do it again. So bear with us, folks.
Yeah, just bear with us. And if you know somebody, that's out there that's looking for something to do for free, we
biscuits and gravy. We'll feed you breakfast.
And if we ever have any income coming in, we'd be happy to share it with somebody that knew what they were doing.
Absolutely. Hey, this is fun anyway. We're having a blast.
Daddy said, one of his statements that always rang true is 2 broke people can't do business. Somebody's got to have some money somewhere.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, it does. It just opens a few doors for you. One boy was quoting Paul in that I've been up and I've been down. He said, I like up better.
Yeah. Well, shoot, some of these kids, sixth grader could probably do what we're wanting to do. Is the intimidating part of it.
Yes.
I'm like, golly.
And it'd be fun to grow it. I know that we can do it if we just had the capability of how to punch the right buttons. So anyway, we're piddling along, and we appreciate all of you out there that's listening today. I've gotten some text already trying to tell me what to do with the phone and how to work it. But I really need you here is probably the way we're going to sort all that out. Because it could have been something as simple as I gave Dale the wrong number. You know what I mean?
Right.
It could be that simple. That's the state I'm in technologically.
Well, your allergies are bothering you. A little foggy.
Yeah, a little bit. But
you got to have an excuse for it.
Well, yeah, but wind was blowing a little hard. Kind of blew that one off to the left over there. It's always an excuse. They're easy to find. And if you can't find one, out there like that, you can always point a finger at somebody. Is the problem,
Oh, yeah.
I wish Mom and Daddy would have taught me more about technology.
Oh.
Why didn't they send me to MIT?
Boy, yeah, you have to have a degree. But boy, it's so fun when you do figure it out.
Oh, it is. It's like joy unspeakable. I've never hit the lottery, and yes, I have too with my Sugar Lips. That was the lottery for sure.
Oh yeah.
But it's got to be something a lot of fun. Look here, coming in to bail us out.
Hey,
bless his heart. I didn't mean for you to do.
And
that,
an angel
Wayne.
appeared.
Yes.
His name is Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at
you. Need Dale's number, Wayne. Okay.
Folks, you're witnessing a live broadcast here.
Okay. Okay. Dale, would you call in now? I think we've got the phone line opened up. That might have been the problem. I'm not sure. But anyway, Wayne's here and he's on it. And
we need you, Dale.
Dale, we need you bad. my notes have run out. We're going to go to a break here in a minute. That's something coming on. That's Dale calling Wayne, I guess it is. But anyway, so
I might just talk to him about his experience.
Yeah, he's as I used to call my dad, I called him vast because of all of his vast knowledge he has. Dale really does. And things. You going to try again, Wayne, when he's done?
We talked about everything, newspapers kind of taking a hit with this digital age. Not people subscribing. And I thought kind of local radio did, but it seems like it's kind of coming back a little bit.
It is.
And since we've been doing this, and I've been telling a lot of folks that I know, they're like, that's so cool. We miss that.
Yeah.
Downtown locals and talking about what's going on in their world.
Yeah.
Community.
We do. And it's the excitement and the thrill of it all is that we can do that. Like I say, Michael's listening to me fumbling around this morning in Israel, but that's just pretty thrilling. That wherever we go, also, we can dial in and hear Wayne's program of a morning, or we can, by the app and things, and be able to get hooked up, and so it's wonderful. Technology is wonderful when it works.
You bet.
And usually the problem that when it doesn't work is me.
Yeah.
I'm usually the problem on that. Well, we'll fumble around. I appreciate you listening. I think we're about to get him here in a little bit, and we'll be back on just right after this break. Hang in there with us. All right, we're back, and I think Mr. Dale Hoffman has joined us. Good morning, Dale.
Hey, how's everybody? How's the Buffalo Boys?
We're doing good this morning. We were in a bit of a quandary, but Wayne solved it.
Before.
Yeah. I bet you have. What was your worst situation that you had in radio? That'll throw you for a curve.
Okay, I will. Yeah, my worst situation in radio. One of the salesmen had brought this business in because they were advertising with us, and it was prosthetics.
Oh.
And so I'm thinking an arm and a leg, and so this lady came in, and it's 7:15 in the morning, and I've got 45 minutes yet to go on this show, and we're doing the intro.
Uh-huh.
I said, "Now, what's your specialty?" She says, "I make mastectomy bras for mastectomy patients."
I remember you telling me this.
Said, "You're a dead man." I got 45,
And how am I going to
come? About a Cross Ram 413 with AFP carburetors, and now I'm talking this, and I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Exactly. We're not well versed in those areas a lot of times, are we?
Oh, I was so embarrassed. I said, if you're going to do that, you get a female co-host, and we finally did that. And I said, there's just some things that's not male to female. You got to use your head,
Exactly.
And so when something like that came up,
Well,
I had a fantastic co-host that filled in when I needed, and she handled it with true professionalism.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
that could be an episode of the old Carol Burnett show. You know, Tim Conway would have
Oh,
loved
my
that.
goodness.
Wouldn't he love that? I mean, he would have. That might have topped the shooting your hand with Novocaine as a dentist.
Oh, that was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was. Dale, meet Sean. Sean, meet Dale.
hey, howdy.
Good morning, Dale. Nice to meet you, bud.
Dale's
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes.
Dale's resume or his job description is out there. I mean, it's just amazing. But the radio end of it, he was the voice of Down on the Corner program for how many years in Mountain Home?
I did radio for 10 and TV for 4.
Yeah, so 14 years
Oh,
there.
wow.
And he came in, he hit on it there for just a little bit, Sean. He came in from the auto mechanic industry or job, and he came in, like he's saying, you know, adjusting carburetors back when they were carburetors on cars, to come in and to help them. You did a lot of help with them also, keeping that station going, didn't you?
You know, I learned a lot, and of course, in that amount of time, my first show was around the 2nd of April of 2008, and there was an issue with the person that had that show, and I was doing a special for the schools. We had a millage increase discussion that night.
Uh-oh.
I was doing a special, and I went in. I said, "What's going on?" He said, "So-and-so's gone. He's not here anymore. You're taking over the show." Okay, when I do it tomorrow. Like, wait a minute, I'm not prepared.
Yeah. And you were.
And so I had to get prepared in a hurry. So I did a 1 hour live from like 7 to 8 that night. And the next morning it's down there live on the air at 7 o'clock, wondering, what do I do now? You know?
This sounds familiar.
Yeah. With Sean.
Yeah.
Here's the deal with radio. And so probably one of the most successful moments I had in radio, I can't think of the guy's name. He was running for president. He was down in Texas, and he was invited to do a prayer, the invocation, at a gathering of Christians in Houston, Texas. And, of course, all the wackos said, well, you can't do that, separation of church and state. He can't pray. Well, so I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open my show with a morning prayer. And I did.
Yeah.
The phone rang, and it became sponsored.
Mm-hmm.
And it never stopped.
How about
and that was in 2011.
Yeah.
So from 2011 to 2022, radio or TV, we had the morning prayer.
That's great.
Then the Mountain Home Christian Academy called me. I don't know what year it was. They did radio for 2 or 3 years, and they finished out with TV. They said, we'd like to have the kids come in and do the morning prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about a blessing. Those
Yeah.
kids are not ashamed of the gospel at
Yeah.
Mountain Home
Yep.
Christian Academy.
Right.
And we had kids that would come in like, was that Billy Graham that just prayed? I mean, come on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
But
amazing.
I think, you know, in my tenure on radio, how can I word this? And especially with KCGS, it's what I tell Wayne. I said, I don't care what guest you got on there. You could have a race car driver. You could have a school teacher. Last week, he had the chamber director on, I think, for Searcy County, did a fantastic job. I sent him a text, man, you got a good chamber guy there. You know, no matter what it is, you can always slip in the message of Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's, you know, that's what is our distinguished, or what sets us apart from the rest of the world is him. You know, he is the light of the world, and that's what so many people are looking for, is that light and that peace.
I'll tell you something
comes
else
knowing.
about radio. You know, I saw that thing that you sent. How many shortwave radios do you think are in use around the world? People say, what do you mean shortwave? We're on FM right now. We're on 88.1 FM frequency modulation. And I remember listening to Wayne when he was on, I think, 980 AM.
Yeah.
And you'll see a video of a radio that I sent you a few minutes ago. I would listen to Wayne on that radio when he's on AM. So shortwave radio reaches all around the world. There's 1.5 billion shortwave radios around the world with 220 million in use every day.
Oh, man.
I was on the other day. I was on the 49-meter band. And what did I hear? But a guy preaching the gospel.
Yeah.
It's around the world. The gospel is being shared on radio on free airwaves. I don't care if it's AM, FM, or shortwave. You can hear the gospel of Christ.
And what happens if there's this electronic magnetic bomb that goes off somewhere that knocks out all digital stuff? What happens to shortwave radio?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if I know how to answer it. I really don't know. I'm still trying to figure out, people say, well, how can you get shortwave radio and pick up Noble Haas Spain?
Yeah.
But you're on long wave and you can't pick up Little Rock.
Right.
Or you can't pick up
or you can't pick up
AM.
Yeah, if you're in the Ozark Mountains, you can lose because of a valley somewhere that there's not a straight shot sight.
Now last night I tuned in KMOX in St. Louis on one of the other radios, and I listened for 20, 30 minutes. But and I want to encourage people that are listening today to KCGS radio, support this station, because you don't know how important local radio is, not only for the commerce of Searcy County, Van Buren counties, of the people you serve, but also the message of getting out there, whether it's political or the gospel of Christ. This is how important radio is. I'm not a big fan of podcasts and all this stuff, because I grew up listening to St. Louis Cardinal baseball on a little Admiral AM radio that sat on top of the refrigerator.
Absolutely.
Back in the 60s.
Yep. Yeah, I did too.
And it was just, wonder what the weather's going to turn the radio on.
Yeah. And
every time I listen to Wayne, today's weather, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Right there at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I got it.
Exactly. And so,
local radio supports local business.
Yes.
Because you don't know how many people have this radio station turned on right now that's hearing me, hearing y'all talk.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the importance of radio, y'all. And from what I'm hearing here, KCGS is the only radio station in my area that has a full morning talk format.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
after the station I was with, they're gone, and then there's other stations that have a little 5-minute clip, but there's nothing to give out all of the information that the Buffalo Boys can put out here or what Wayne has throughout the week. And I can't emphasize the importance enough on making sure that KCGS has the support it needs to keep it going. And then, of course, you got the app. I can pick it up, on my phone. Yeah. I'd rather tune it on the radio.
Yeah. Well, and the interesting part of that, too, is the way that you have reached back. The good Lord has given you ability to reach forward in technology and to bring it, but you have an ability that not too many have, Dale, of reaching back and tying those things together. You sending me the pictures of these radios that you bring back to life.
And sometimes you can use that. You can use that as a sermon.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting to my left right here is a 1947 Zenith. I think they call it the Triumph. It's a 7-tube radio or 6-tube radio. And when I got it, I looked at the chassis. I thought, oh, my goodness. It didn't have any tubes in it. The capacitors were all shriveled up. And I thought, oh, boy. So piece by piece, I put my capacitors in. I think I put in maybe 12 or 13 capacitors. I found the tubes. I plugged them all in. Now the moment of truth. You plug it in, the tubes light up, you get the signal, you tune in your station, and you listen.
Yeah.
How many people out there are broken and desperate and don't know what to do?
Exactly.
But who can reach down and pick you up, dust you off,
yes,
and renew your life?
Yeah, there's only one. But he's so able to reach back into whatever it is that needs to be reached back to recircuit and make us a new creature is what he calls us, a new creation.
Mm-hmm.
in that instantaneous time.
This little radio sitting right here, the little AM radio sitting right here, most people would have thrown it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 1947 model, and I tuned it in and listened to sports on it.
What is it about the older cheap radios? My mom's got a little one. She got at Walmart like 25 years ago, and we hooked it up in her house for 88.1. come in great, clear. I'm at home with a good modern stereo, and I can't get it.
Yeah.
What is it about the little bitty ones that brings the signal?
There's two sections in the radio, the intermediate frequency and the radio frequencies, and it just depends on how much of a detector they put in there. Probably because it's a smaller radio, they wanted to pull it a little bit farther. And I've got newer radios that you can really pick up across the street. But it's how what components are put out. Here's music. I think we've got a break coming up.
Yeah, got a break coming up. We'll be back in just a little bit with Dale Hoffman on KCGS. We're back, and some of our friends out there, Dale, that live away, what it means to them to get a touch of home. Also. Are you there? I forgot the button again. Sorry about that. But
yeah, I'm here.
What it means to yes, I can hear you. What it means to get back in touch or have a place from home. There's so many roots in the United States and across the world. It's amazing of people who have generational heritage back in the Ozark Mountains.
Sure.
And they love to be able to touch something from home, and we're so thankful that Wayne and the board and those that have kept this thing going, mostly Wayne and Sam. Sam's done a lot of work on it also, and it's such a blessing to people. I remember when we had the newspaper. We still have a newspaper here, which is one of the few that's left, I guess, in the country.
Oh, wow.
The Marshall Mountain Wave. And,
oh, wow. Yeah, we got the Baxter Bulletin.
Yeah, and it's just, it's quite a thing that their subscription or what keeps them alive is from people that have roots here, that just want to hear, if it's just the obituaries, but they want to hear something from home.
Their grandkids scored 20 points in the ball game.
Exactly. And if you don't think that's important, why is there an Ancestry.com?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to see their name.
And here's something else about radio. And I'm a big St. Louis Cardinal fan.
Me too.
And, the Cardinals are down right now. They're in a rebuilding year. But how many stations do you think are on the St. Louis Cardinal radio network? This is not a closed circuit thing. This is strictly on the antenna. How many stations do you think they've got now?
Probably not many.
168.
Okay.
Wow. But I do.
What that means is for 162 baseball games, there's 168 stations going to air every game. Why? Because it sells ads, and you can listen to something that's positive on whether they win or lose. It's a good thing to listen to. But the point is, it's local radio, and it's not. KMOX sends out that signal. But my local AM station picks it up, and West Plains picks it up in Missouri, and Willow Springs. I can pick it up in about 4 or 5 locations, AM and FM. But that allows people to hear that ball game, but local advertising on that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cool thing.
I can't emphasize it enough, the power of local radio for the local communities.
Right. Right. Go ahead.
The cool thing about the Cardinals, we went out to Denver, and it was years ago. Anyway, saw them play the Colorado Rockies, and sitting there, and there was a ton of Cardinal hats, jerseys there. And I asked one of the guys I was sitting by, and I said, boy, the Cardinal fans come out today. He said, no. He said, back in the old days, 50s, 60s, KMOX, with that signal broadcast out there, they must have broadcast all over America because they had fans everywhere.
Well, I listened to them last night. They're on 11:20 a.m., and their pattern is mainly spread out along I-70 from Denver to Washington. I got a cousin lives in D.C., and he listens to KMOX every day in Washington, D.C.
Uh-huh. Wow.
And occasionally I can get a good skip on it down here. But there again, it's the power rate. And, of course, KMOX, they've been on the air for 100 years.
Yeah.
But then you get back down into your local radio stations like KCGS. You got Wayne that's working his fingers to the bone, keeping us going.
Yes.
And there again, I tip my hat to him because this is needed. If it wasn't on the air, it's like missing your right arm because you don't know how much you're going to rely on KCGS. That's that important, in my opinion.
Exactly. And I remember you're talking about the Cardinals and things. My grandmother was a great Cardinal fan, and she introduced me to listening to the Cardinals on the radio in the 1960s. And she knew every player on the team. She knew the starting lineup, that when it would be, who the pitcher was going to be for the next game. She kept up with the earned run average of Bob Gibson, which was pretty easy to keep up with. It just 1 point something.
Oh, the whole infield was in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
That 64
But
don't
don't you think radio had something to do with that too, with the following that they had, that those players were so popular?
Stan the Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody
Stan
knew.
the Man, I've seen him play. I was at Sportsman's Park in 1963 and watched him play.
Oh man,
Royalty.
Yeah, exactly.
On the average, the St. Louis Cardinal Radio Network will reach 1.3 million people per game.
Okay. Yeah.
And so right now, and thank goodness you've got the online app. So, you could have 10,000 people listening to us right now between the airwaves on FM and the app. And there again, you're not going to beat KCGS for reaching out. I mean, they do a great job.
Yeah, they do.
I can't say enough good things about what's going on down there.
The help that we need, I don't know if you got to hear us in the first part because it's kind of chaotic there, but the help that we need with Buffalo Boys is to be able to communicate with those folks that are listening. We've got our friends, of course, that know our numbers and those kind of things. I think I've seen Sean's phone light up 3 or 4 times here, different ones telling him what's going on and things, and then in mine's got 7 or 8 in it right now, and that doesn't sound like much, but that's big because how many don't contact us and things and want to, because I've had somebody say, when you said such and such about Pepe Le Pew during that one broadcast that we did, I just wanted to tell you, don't forget about such and such,
Yeah.
And to be able to, if we can find a way to hook that up, to where we can be in better contact. I mean, I'm with the seven texts I have now, I've been able to answer 3 of them during the breaks, and I hadn't been able to keep that conversation up. Can that be? Is there a way to make that happen?
Ooh. What you might try is just have the phone transfer say, Buffalo Boys, we're going to take your calls today. We want to hear from you. What's on your mind? Keep it clean. We're not going to run anybody down.
Right.
What's going on? And take the first call that comes in. Give them 2 minutes at a time and let them call in and talk. Well, Rick, blah, blah, blah. We're doing this. And you're going to have to screen it a little bit. But
well, that's
call in and be on there. I've pulled that before. I've done that before.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I did on Man in the Middle too. You're taking a big chance because there's not I don't think that there's a button that we have here that delays. A lot of the big boys, they had delay buttons.
Delay either. A lot of stations like your big call-ins will run 5 to 15 second delay.
Right, and that way they could cut them off. If they did something.
But I don't think you have any problem in your part of the country. I think people are pretty well even keeled, and they're well mannered people. And they're not going to use profanity or anything like that.
But I also don't want that. I also don't want Wayne to have a heart attack, covering himself in a non-profit situation that he has here, with the sponsorship.
Yeah, you got to follow the FCC guidelines, that's for sure. You don't want to infringe on that.
No, and I want to keep Wayne.
Oh Lord, yeah.
I like to tease him and give him a hard time, and he can turn that back on me too. But we do need, some help to answer some of these questions, because these are the questions that our listeners are asking us. Some of them are local, like you're talking about, live in the 5-county area that we cover here. But then some of them are in other places across the world. One of the funniest things and oddest would be the best way to put it, the old Man in the Middle program, one of the ones that would email in almost weekly during that 7 years or so that I was doing it this last time was from Thailand.
Wow.
And he had a group of friends that would listen with him. You know, they would come on and listen, and of course they were able to do the podcast at any time, and listening to their feedback and what it was that they liked about the program, and what it was that the reason that they tuned in every week. You know, and,
wow.
And
I got a good story about radio too. I got a friend named Alexander. I can't pronounce his last name, and he found me on Facebook, and I accepted his friend request. He's from Ukraine. Well, I was tuned into WRMI, Radio Miami International, on 5050 shortwave one night. And this is when the Ukraine war was in its infancy, and they were given this report. And it says, it ran about 8 minutes. It says, this report brought to you by our friend Alexander in Ukraine. I said, you got to be kidding me. So I sent him a message. He says, did I hear your report at WRMI? He says, yeah, we met through shortwave radio.
Yeah.
And so here's what's going on in Ukraine. He sends me videos of the bombings over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because of radio.
Yeah.
You know, we made that connection, and finally he says, can you send me some money? Well, that raises your eyebrows. I said, okay, how much? He says, I need $1 American. I said, that's don't buy doodly squat.
Yeah.
He says, that will last me about 3 weeks over here.
Oh,
golly.
Yeah.
And then he says, I would love to have Hershey bars for my grandkids. I said, I don't know how to get them into Ukraine. Can he get it past the Russians? I don't know. But every so often, Alexander will send me videos of the bombings in Ukraine. And he's a big Creedence Clearwater Revival fan. You know, he likes
that was your opening, wasn't it, for Down on the Corner?
You what?
I said that was your opening.
Yeah, sure was. From Willie and the Poor Boys. Yeah,
right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But you know, this is the power of radio. And so, in fact, I'm going to send him. I'm going to have him log in sometime to Family Hope Radio and have him listen to y'all.
Oh, that'd be great. We'd like that.
And that way, you have a listen in Ukraine. He's a top-notch guy, you know.
Yeah,
he's a Christian guy, sends me scripture all the time. But yeah, I heard him on shortwave radio.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And how many people, give us those numbers again, that are listening on shortwave at any given time?
There's 1.5 billion shortwave radios.
Billion with a B.
200 million in use on a daily basis. 200
million in use on a daily basis. Wow.
Yeah, no, shortwave radio, I've got it, let's see, anywhere from up to the 4-meter band. I go 16, 19, 25, 31, 49, and 41 meter band. So there's some really good Christian broadcasts out of Nashville, Tennessee, Okeechobee, Florida. I picked up Ethiopia the other night.
Well, let me ask you this: is there a way, if these Christian radio stations or programs are doing that, they're broadcasting originally through like we are, like KCSGS type thing? Is there any way for the Buffalo Boys to get involved in that on the shortwave end? You
could be, in fact, WRMI will say you time as low as $1 a minute. You can do a 30-minute show for $30.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
See, you've opened up another.
In fact, what I'm trying to do, we had a group that just got back from Haiti, and with that radio station, it's got 17 shortwave frequencies. Why don't we somehow put together a 30-minute show once a month to raise funds to help the people in Haiti?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be on 17 different frequencies around the world, you know.
Yeah. Hey, we may be on to something, Dale. I hate to do this to you. I wish we had had our full time, and we want to have you come back. And thank you for opening. Yeah, thank you for opening up this another area. We appreciate you so much, and we appreciate you all that listen. I got to say, God bless. Fastest hour in radio. We'll be